In the vast expanse of existence, we are often buffeted by the relentless winds of public opinion and the sharp whispers of those who judge us. Have you ever felt like a withered leaf, tossed and turned by the violent storms of life, losing your sense of direction and inner peace forever? Look at the master, his hands gnarled and strong, preparing for the ascent as the sky turns a deep, bruised purple with the coming tempest's rage. His eyes are calm lakes of wisdom, reflecting an ancient peace that no storm can disturb, no matter how loud the thunder or how dark the sky. The young disciple watches with a heart full of fear, seeing the giants of the mountains tremble as the first gusts of wind scream through trees. Nature begins its roar, and a symphony of shadows and echoes that tests the spirit of those who dare to stand tall against the weight of the world. They begin the climb, slow and steady, each footstep a testament to a soul that refused to be shaken by the chaos swirling all around them. The master's feet press firmly into the jagged stone, unyielding even as the fierce wind tears at his robes and the rain begins to fall cold. We spend our lives trying to please everyone, forgetting that human opinion is as fickle as the weather, changing with every passing breeze and dark cloud. The student stumbles, his hands clawing at the wet cliffside, his face a mask of terror against the raw power of the elements that surround him. If the soul has no roots, if our hearts are not grounded in truth, we will surely fall before we ever reach the light of the dawn. Around them, the forest groans as branches snap like glass, yet the master's back remains straight and true, and a pillar of strength in the dark. Observe the contrast between the chaos of the breaking trees and the silent, unmoving grace of a man who knows exactly who he is inside. Upon the peak, the storm reaches its zenith, lightning tearing through the sky like jagged glass, illuminating the world in flashes of brilliant, terrifying white light. The master stands silent, a silhouette against the fire of the sky, neither fighting the wind nor hiding from the rain that lashes at his skin. He does not resist the universe, he simply exists within it, a quiet observer of the dance between the heavens and the earth on this lonely height. Behold this massive boulder, an ancient sentinel of the heights, which remains motionless as the torrential rains strike its surface with a rhythmic and heavy force. The stone does not cry out in pain. It does not ask why the sky is cruel. It simply remains, solid and whole, through the passing storm. True strength is not the power to change the world outside, but the quiet capacity to remain unchanged by the storms that rage beyond our control. Imagine your heart as that mountain, a sanctuary of stillness where the rhythm of your breath is more powerful than the loudest screams of the crowd. Within the center of the storm, there is a place of total silence, a core of being that remains untouched by the judgments and words of others. Let the double exposure of your soul and the mountain remind you that you are built of something far more enduring than the fleeting words of man. As the clouds begin to part, a soft light touches the wet earth, and the master places a gentle hand on the cold, damp stone surface. He smiles at his student, a look of profound compassion that speaks of trials endured and lessons learned in the crucible of the great mountain heights. Public opinion is but a fleeting illusion, a mirage in the desert of life. Only the reality of your inner self holds any true and lasting value. Look closely at the raindrops clinging to the stone, tiny mirrors reflecting a sky that is slowly turning from gray to the gold of a new. When you build a mountain within your heart, every criticism becomes nothing more than a passing cloud, drifting across the sun for just a short moment. They come and they go, these shadows of thought, but the mountain of your character remains forever, bathed in the light of your own internal truth. The student lets his shoulders drop, the tension of the night washing away as he takes a deep, cleansing breath of the fresh and mountain air. He learns to stand on his own feet, grounded not in the praise of others, but in the quiet strength he found amidst the thunder and rain. Peace is not found in the absence of noise, but in the presence of a steady heart that refuses to be moved by the world's clamor. To now see the rush of the modern city, a sea of faces and voices, yet the image of the meditating master remains clear and undisturbed within. The digital world screams for our attention, demanding we react to every notification and every comment that flashes across our screens in the dead of night. Do not try to silence the world, for the world will always be loud. Instead, find the secret chamber of silence that lives within your chest. Notice how the notifications blur into insignificance when compared to the steady, peaceful gaze of a person who understands their own intrinsic and divine worth. To be still amidst change is not indifference. It is a deep and profound understanding of the values that define your very existence and your soul. The disciple now stands tall against the wind, his face reflecting the same tranquility as his teacher, a transformation born from the fire of the storm. He has become the mountain, an entity of grace and power that does not need the validation of the valley to know its own height and majesty. As the sun rises over the peaks, the master and student descend, their figures small but heroic against the vast golden landscape of the waking world. They walk with the rhythm of the earth itself, carrying the silence of the summit down into the busy lives of the people who dwell below. Live your life like a mountain, majestic and unmoving, a beacon of stability for those who are still lost in the swirling mists of public opinion. Even in the cracks of the hardest rock, a small flower blooms after the rain, a delicate reminder that beauty thrives where there is inner resilience. The light of the sun penetrates the petals, glowing with a life that was nourished by the very storm that threatened to destroy everything in its path. No matter how long the storm of judgment lasts, when the sun returns, you will still be you, standing firm, hiên ngang, and completely at peace. The courage of the mountain is the courage of your soul. Remember this, and you will walk through any storm with a heart that is still.